Alright people, so this channel that you see in front of you called Primal Earth channel, they have got a video with 16 million views, and I don't want to be exposing people, but this is 100% made with AI, and I can guarantee you that it didn't take them more than 1 hour of combined work to create. Now, to just calculate the amount of money that they made from only this one video, which by the way won't be stopping to grow for several months to come, let's just do a conservative RPM of $4 for this video. So with a $4 RPM, they've made around $64,000 just from this one video. And in this video that you're watching right now, this tutorial, I'm gonna be showing you how you can create content like this for $10 to $15 per video. And I actually did the math prior to recording. A $10 to $15 cost for a video like this would result in a ROI of, I think it was 49,900% return on your money. And let's say you even spent $1,000 to reach this point, to create, what is that, like 100 videos or so for $10, you would still have an ROI of 4,900%. And I challenge anyone watching this video to actually comment another business module where you can put in, let's say $1,000 and make 45K in return from just a single video. Now, of course, you're not gonna spend $1,000. I just wanted to paint up the picture. But anyways, as I said, I'll be showing you how you can create a channel like this, how it's gonna cost you only $10 to $15 per video, fully automated. So you do not need to put in any work to actually create the content when you have set up this system. And we're all just gonna have a great time, right? So let's get into it. Now, first of all, before we do get into the video, I'm completely fed up with all of this shorts guy that just try to get you into posting YouTube shorts since it's super attractive. You get millions of views. They get like 1 million golden play buttons just because subscribers are so easily to get with shorts. But even if you get 100 million views on shorts, you're just gonna make a few $1,000s, while in reality you can just create a $10, $15, $20 AI video and make 50 grand in return if you just follow the right strategy and do the ideation right. So I'm not trying to discourage anyone wanting to get into YouTube shorts, but YouTube long form is truly where the real money is at, and where you can actually build a long-term business of multiple channels that will be around for a very long time, and you don't have to sit and post brain rot shorts day in and day out that you edit yourself. And of course, guys, a disclaimer, since I want to stay true to myself and be real with everyone watching this, just because this channel is making absurd amounts of money does not mean that you will be making the same amount of money, of course, or even make money with your first channel. YouTube requires a lot of testing, and it requires you to really want to achieve success before you will do it. So you can't just create one channel, upload one video, and then you will become a millionaire. That is, of course, not how it works. So yeah, the first step to creating a channel like this, let's actually take a look at the 16 million view video to give you an understanding of what they're actually creating. Just AI videos. People think this is CGI or super awesomely created, but it's just an AI tool that I'm going to show you. Let's skip ahead a bit and we'll see what they show up next. Like you can see, it's not even the most realistic stuff. It's simply just kind of the wow factor that you can actually create and post these videos on YouTube, and that is why they are performing so well. So I know that a bunch of you guys are going to not believe me that this is AI, or you're gonna say, oh, like AI content doesn't get monetized, or you're gonna say like AI content is just ruining YouTube. If we go down to the comment section of these videos, you'll see that people are genuinely enjoying this kind of content. Vivid and realistic images, every detail is reproduced very impressively. The production quality here is absolutely mind-blowing. People think that this is CGI. I have another video that I'm going to show you guys. But people really like this style of content, and this will not be demonetized simply because this is not AI slop. So this is actually a creative idea that someone has created with AI. I don't know how many times I have to say this in these videos, but just because a video is AI does not mean that it can't be monetized. These guys are absolutely printing off the idea that everyone thinks you can't monetize AI content. And you might be thinking like, oh, this is a one-hit wonder guy, like this is the only channel doing this. First of all, he has, I don't know how many videos with millions of views, 16 million views, 5.7 million views, 1.2 million views, 1.2 million views. It just goes on forever. There are also other channels doing this exact style content that are also absolutely printing. 1 month ago, 6.8 million views. 1 month ago, 6.4 million views. And these guys are absolutely printing as well. So the opportunity to get into this style of content, maybe not specifically history stuff, but other kinds of content created with AI this way, is absolutely huge, and that's why I wanted to create this video. So the first step to generating a video like this would be to obviously create the visual footage, meaning, you know, the stuff that they show in the video. They don't have any dialogue, they don't have any voiceover, they don't have anything, they just have the AI video playing to make it look as realistic as possible. But in reality, this just makes it easier for us to create the content. So in order to create this kind of content, you would need to utilize a tool called Google VO3 in the Google AI Studio. And this tool is generally very expensive since it's, you know, groundbreaking. It's the new kind of AI video tool that can create these crazy videos. So it's gonna be naturally very expensive. But of course, I have found a way to, you know, not make it expensive for you guys. So there's this website that is extremely good. You can get unlimited access to VO3 for 1 day and it costs you $1. I'm not gonna be an asshole and expose this website that a lot of people are using to, you know, the public here on YouTube. But if you really want access to this, simply just leave a like on this video, comment that you want access, then go over to my Instagram and DM me proof of all of this and I'll share it with you. Since I truly only want to share this with people that actually will utilize it, not just a bunch of brain rot people on YouTube that's just gonna spam a bunch of stuff and get it potentially removed. So this website is going to get us access to VO3 for basically free, and I was actually wrong. It costs $0.5 for an entire day of unlimited video generation. So if you want 30 days of unlimited video generation, it's gonna cost you $15 if I'm not mistaken, if my math is right, which is just absolutely insane. You can even get 11 million 11 Labs credits here for $31. Just to paint you the picture, if you were to purchase this on 11 Labs, it would cost you like, I think, $1.5 thousand, like 1.5K for 11 million credits, but you get it here for $31. So this site is an absolute gem and I will share it with you if you just follow these steps. Anyways, once you do access VO3 through this website, you'll get access to something called Flow, and this is basically Google VO3. And in order to create, you can see that I've actually created a video here in the past on this account. In order to generate your video with this with minimal effort but get the same quality as the prehistoric channels that we watched, just press on new project down here. You'll be taken to like a prompt inbox here where you can literally, like ChatGPT, you can enter whatever you want and it will be created. And that actually leads me on to the next step. So we're actually going to utilize ChatGPT in order to create these prompts and this storyline for our content. So I've already prepared a prompt, but it's going to be something like, I want to create a movie of how prehistoric humans survived millions of years ago using Flow by Google. I want you to generate prompts for my story that will work well with my video generation tool. There should be no dialogue in the movie and you should just show the everyday life of the prehistoric human doing historically accurate tasks. Now, you can of course add whatever events you want to this prompt. You can add whatever video topic you want to this prompt. It is completely up to you how you want to customize your video, but I'm just going to go with this for the example. And you will see that ChatGPT will now, you know, give you some motivation that it's fantastic. Then it will generate the prompts for all of the different scenes. You can even specify here how long you want your video to be. So if that would be 8 minutes or, you know, 30 minutes, it will give you more prompts based on this. So anyways, we have the dawn of the hunt scene here. So let's just copy the prompt like this, head back over to Flow, just put the prompt in the prompt box, paste it in. You can also want to make sure that all of the settings are right here. For example, here, settings. You want the landscape video to be applied, not portrait. Outputs per prompt, you can just go with as many. Actually, let's go with 4 outputs since we have an unlimited amount of credits. So you can also choose the model that you want here. You know, you can use the quality model, you can use the fast model. I'll actually use the quality model just to get the best possible output here. And let's send the prompt. So this might actually take a while, and this is the main bottleneck with this entire method. You're gonna have to wait for the generations, but of course you don't have to just sit blindly and look at your screen whilst you're waiting for the generations. You can, for example, create the thumbnail at the same time, which I'm gonna show you coming on in the video on how you do that with AI as well for free. But it's gonna take a bit of time to generate videos with Google VO3. And this is just due to that AI generation tools that have super high quality, these video generation tools, they are not optimized enough to be super fast in terms of the generation. But as we wait, I can tell you that I will be later on in this video, after we're done with thumbnails, show you how you can automate all of this, like how these guys running these channels are doing it, so that you do not have to put in any work in terms of video creation. You can simply sit back and wait while your content is being produced, so that you can focus on the higher leverage tasks of finding the topics that are performing really well, being creative and finding out new niches, or how you can create this kind of AI content to give it a unique angle, like these guys have done it with the prehistoric videos, and just basically focus on the things that will actually get you money. Because as good as content and AI creation is, you do not want to sit and create videos day in and day out. It's gonna delay the speed in which you grow so much. So let's head back over here to the generations. But to save you guys some time, I'll simply skip to when the generations are done, and we'll take a look at the results. Perfect, so all of the generations are now done here, and I already took a look at some of them, but I get equally impressed and shocked every single time I generate videos with this tool, because it's crazy how good it is. So let's just watch this one to begin with. Actually, let's make it full screen for you guys. So you can see how crazy cinematic this looks. It's even got sound effects, it's got music as well. Imagine just the next version of Google Video, and I can't even predict how good the generation tools will be at that point. Anyways, let's take a look at another one. I liked this one as well. Looks like they are going out to war or some cool shit like that. Would be perfect for a video. So this is how you generate the visuals. I'm going to generate a few visuals on my own since it takes so much time. I'll maybe show you guys another one of them. But you would just go back into ChatGPT, copy the next prompt here, go back to Flow, generate the next video with that prompt, and you just repeat this process until you have your full story that ChatGPT has laid out. And it's quite a few different generations, and if you're making a long video, this is gonna take you a shitload of time, which is what I'm gonna show you later on in the video is gonna be so important for your growth. As you can see here, the generations are now all done. I did have to generate a few videos, but it went pretty quick. If you don't want to download any of the videos, you just press on the download icon here. Make sure that you choose the upscaled version, otherwise it will be very, very low quality, and that is not what we want. So just upscale it, it's gonna take a few minutes, you'll see it like this. Download them, and now we can move on to the next step, which would be putting this together into one single video. So for this, we're gonna use CapCut, which is a free web-based editing software. You do not need to pay anything to use it. It's very simple and it's gonna go very fast, so it's gonna be quite convenient. So in order to create a new project, you just press on create new, and then 16:9 is the aspect ratio that we want. You'll be taken to a new screen that looks kind of like this, and here you can simply click to upload. Actually, if you click up here in the top left corner, you can upload all of your generations like this in one go. So just let them upload. It's gonna take you just a minute here. Perfect, they're now all uploaded. You would just press on them one at a time in the correct order. So let's see, that's wrong. Place this here. Adding then to the timeline like this. And since they're already 8 seconds in length, all of the clips, you don't have to make any changes to that. It will actually be a good duration of showing the same clip. So you can see that they're kind of not totally accurate in the frame here. You would need to enlarge them just a little bit so they fit better. You don't have to do this, but it looks quite unprofessional if it looks weird and fits weird in the frame, in my opinion. So I would personally just make this fit like this. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Every single video. And now we can simply take a quick look. I'll actually add also, this is something that you should do as well. I'll add a quick transition in between all clips. Just hover over in between them, press on add transition. It will pop up in the top right corner, basic here. You just have a black fade already selected, duration 0.5 seconds. And the cool thing is you can press apply to all here, and you will have the transition between all clips. So let's just take a quick look at what we created here. you can see that it's literally the exact same as the like reference channels, so they earned 50k from making a video like this. It's actually quite stupid. But now you would have the video done. So of course I'm not gonna make the entire 8-minute video for the tutorial, since that would take a very long time for me to show you guys in one single video. I want to move fast here, so just go ahead and press on export up here, press on download, make sure that the resolution is 1080p, high quality, 60 frames per second, and the format is MP4. Press on export and it's gonna start loading like this. Now you have your video, you of course need a thumbnail as well. So the next step would obviously be to create the thumbnail. And with ChatGPT, especially for this kind of primal earth channels where they have quite gruesome images for the thumbnails, you wouldn't be able to generate the images. You'll just get hit with like responses like this. Trust me, I've tried a bunch of times with different prompts. You can certainly get around it if you sit and prompt for a very long time to figure out what is actually wrong. But ChatGPT does not want to show any like injuries or something that is dead or someone that is distressed. That is against their content policy. So if we actually go back to this channel, you'll see that, actually I think it was some video where you could see this very clearly. It might be on this channel. Yes, so you can see that the thumbnail is actually just a screenshot here of their actual video. So what you would do when you have your CapCut video exported and ready, go ahead and download it to your computer. Just go ahead and open it up like this. I'll just bring it over to this screen here. And then you would simply just find this scene that you think would make the best thumbnail. I think this looks quite cool. Stop hovering your mouse over the editor here, and then you can just simply take a nice screenshot of the framer. And this should be the correct kind of size for YouTube thumbnails. So that will be completely perfect for our video. Now, if you guys do want to see a full tutorial on making thumbnails with ChatGPT for free, I can definitely make that, but just let me know in the comments. I have shown this in other videos of mine on the channel, but maybe if you guys wanted, I could make a full-fledged tutorial on how to do it. So the next step would obviously be to pick up your channel here on YouTube. You should either go with an aged channel. You can have a pre-monetized channel from a site like this. It doesn't really matter. Here's an aged channel for 25 bucks. There's also monetized channels which are definitely more expensive. Now in the case that you don't have any money to spend on channels, aged channels, monetized channels, you're not cooked, it's not over. Pre-existing channels, meaning for example the channel that you are watching this video on right now with, those actually perform exceptionally well right now. And there's actually many creators in the YouTube automation space that prefer freshly created channels or pre-existing ones. So don't worry, those can also go viral. Monetized channels are mostly for people that run a lot of channels, want to get into the algorithm like immediately, or are entering risky niches like sports and stuff like that. Anyways, to post the video, you just press on dashboard. You have the upload videos button here or up in the top right corner. Press on upload videos. I think you guys are already familiar with this process. You then select your video that you exported from CapCut. I'll just select this video as a random example. Press on upload thumbnail here, and then select your thumbnail. Of course, you'll have it like this right here. And that is basically it that you need to, those are the two most important things, of course, uploading the video and the thumbnail. For the title, you just enter the title that you want to. I would usually copy or make a very similar title to one of your competitors' most highest performing videos, of course. For example, Life 3.2 million years ago seems to be something that is performing really well. Or just Life and then X amount of number of years ago. And then like what is actually happening in the video seems to be performing really well. So we could just use that for our own channel, something like this. But since our, for example, video is not about boars, we would just enter something like a saber-tooth cat stalks human prey. I don't know, just something that makes sense and is a proven concept from your competitor. Apart from that, when you're posting, just copy the title into the description. Make sure that you have a playlist of your videos that you're adding them onto. It's quite a good hack for retention. And I actually have another video, of course, about this, posting settings, all of that kind of stuff that you need to know on the channel. But playlists, no, it's not made for kids. Always press no. And make sure that comment moderation is none. And that's basically all of the settings on this page that you need to fix. Add a video element like an end screen. Add a card to your video. This is like the little thing that pops up in the top right corner of the screen when you're watching the video. Make sure that there are no copyright issues, which there won't be since you're posting an AI video, and then you're good to post it. I don't want to spend too much time on this since you can find it in my other content. But the thing that I really want to talk about and how you're going to create a literal content factory from this method is that you shouldn't be sitting there making all of the AI content yourself. There is actually a very convenient way to outsource all of this to a very low price using virtual assistants. So we won't be hiring an expensive editor, we won't be hiring an expensive freelancer at all, because virtual assistants, the market rate for them is around $5 per hour. So once you have like locked in this kind of content creation process, you turn that into a set of super simple instructions of how you can go and generate these videos. You provide them credentials to the tool, and you provide them with all of the resources they need in order to create the video for you. So you can essentially just compile all of your instructions and send them to a person that will do whatever you want for them online for $5 an hour. So you might be wondering, where do I find these virtual assistants, Leo? And the answer to that is very simple, and it's also free. You just go over to Upwork, which is basically Fiverr, but a little bit more serious. On Fiverr, there's just a bunch of people that will waste your time. And just for virtual assistants, I'm usually against using Upwork and Fiverr, but for virtual assistants, Upwork is a really good option. And there are a very big amount of serious virtual assistants on there. So I'll just log into this and show you how you post a job. Right, you can see that I'm on my Upwork account, and I actually posted a job like this, I think it was a month ago. We got a bunch of proposals from virtual assistants that want to hop on the project for $3 an hour, $5 an hour, $7 an hour. And you shouldn't be counting out everyone that might be demanding $7 per hour, because they usually count with the fact that you're going to try and negotiate. So these ones you can easily get down to like $4 or $5 an hour. But there are a bunch of great options here, and I just wanted to show you this to prove that people will reach out to you when you make these job posts. But here is how you actually post it. So hover over hire talent in the top left corner, press on post a job, and you should keep this fairly simple. Now what you enter here, this is just Upwork's kind of AI assistant that will compile the job post for you. So I would just write, I need a virtual assistant for content management. I don't really like to use their AI bot to create the job posts, but when you get to the next stage of posting this, you can actually enter your own details as you wish. So you're gonna end up on a screen that looks like this, and I actually have a document with what I usually put in here. This is usually for my students, by the way, in the Faceless Launchpad program. So I'll put these things in the description as well. Because they are just very basic information that can help you out. So I would just press and paste these things into the different fields. This is only for hiring a virtual assistant. If you want something else, you of course have to tailor the job post to fit your requirements. But I would just go here and make sure that these 3 fields are filled with the information that I have in the document, and I will put in the description. And if you want to add a supporting file, you could add a file of the video that you want to create to show them a reference video. Could be great, but it's not needed. You just follow on with the different prompts here, duration that you want to hire them for, hours per week, all that kind of stuff. You're even allowed to add a budget later on as well, so you can choose that you only want to find people between $3 to $7 in cost. But this is really super simple. Make sure that you add English level, at least conversational or better, because you don't want to end up with someone that you can't even communicate with. It's going to be a hell of a time, so that's not what we want. And actually what you can do here as well, just remove all of these pre-added ones by Upwork. The tools, you can add Google VO3, I think they have it. Okay, they might not, I'm not sure. You can add like that. Nice to have skills. I usually put YouTube automation. If they're familiar with YouTube automation, that is perfect. I usually put also AI content creation, and the mandatory skills, project management should be available. Yes. So then you just press on next again, and you'll be taken to where you can fill out the hourly rate. $3 to, let's say, $80, because we want the maximum amount of proposals that we then can negotiate down. Finalize the job post, and you post it, and you're done. So that is everything that goes into creating a channel like Primal Earth channel that has made, you know, absurd amounts of money with very little effort. Of course, you'll have to find your own unique angle. If you go and make this video after you've finalized watching this, you won't most likely get results. You have to find a unique way to create your content that hasn't been, you know, watched 16 million times. But this is definitely a great starting point. And once again, guys, if you want any specific tutorials on YouTube automation and how to create a side hustle or even main hustle from running these faceless channels, especially with AI, since that is my specialty, then simply comment below and let me know. I'll do whatever you guys want me to, especially the most upvoted comment. Like, I made millions of dollars from this business model at this point, and I'm 21 years old, so I think I can definitely provide you guys with some good insights. And like, it's not only me that have made a bunch of money. This is Reed from my program. In the first 4 or 5 months that he started posting on this channel, he brought it to 7 million views, which, like, this is proof that 7 million views equals $75,000 in revenue. Like, we have more of this. I think Matthias here did get some very crazy results really fast. Also, within the first 5 months of starting, his channel earned 65 grand in ad revenue, and then he actually implemented a digital product created with AI to boost that with an additional $28,000. And there are, you know, just a bunch of people posting every single day. Our coach is even in the YouTube trenches starting new channels, so all the information is super up to date with what we do. Perfect for any form of beginner monetization, all that kind of stuff. So if you're serious, we don't work with anyone that wants to join, but you can of course shoot your shot and put an application below. The link is at the top of the description. I don't want to plug this too much, but once we do find a serious person to work with, we usually do it, and it turns out really good with some awesome results. And something that might be nice to know is that we actually provide you with a niche that we believe in. So that is basically it for this video. As I mentioned before, if you want access to the tool that I kind of kept in the video, I will give it to you, but I just want to see proof that you really want this. So comment, leave a like, DM me on Instagram. The link to that is in the description. Just show me that you've done this, and I will simply give it to you. But apart from that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.